Hello fans of Marvel Heroes, my name is Wilfred Wong and welcome to my channel whereby you see videos and guides on this free-to-play game called Marvel Heroes. Today, let's talk about Kitty Pryde, especially Kitty Pryde and Lockheed together as one entity. There will be another video on Kitty Pryde herself alone as the physical melee kind of like hero, and there will be a third video on the number crunching and theory crafting on Kitty Pryde because it's a little bit richer and I would not want to cram down into one video, making it a little bit too long. Now, let's talk about Kitty Pryde Lockheed build, which is going to be a hybrid build. So it's very interesting when it comes to gearing. It's very visually pleasing as well. I'll show you later. And when it comes to Kitty Pryde and Lockheed, there will be a multitude of questions you may ask yourself, like, shall you be using Corporal Beatdown versus the Discipline Strike, right, as a single spender? Shall you be using the Watch Your Step or the Samurai, Facing Samurai as the one of the layer, or even the Heartbreaker versus Logan style? So those questions I'll answer for you. And shall you be maxing the toggle, my purple pet dragon, my pet purple dragon, my purple pet dragon? All right, so that one I'll answer for you as well. And lastly but not the least, quite a number of you may be interested in Line of Fire. Shall you or shall I not use it to empty out the spirit of Lockheed? I'll also answer that for you. Now, like any other video I have, I'm going to take her into one of the tougher environment like the Cosmic Patrol and see how she fares, and as well as the Cosmic Terminal as well, introduce the power through the Cosmic Terminal, and I'll bring her here, show you the gears for her, the rotation, Omega system and so on. So now, stay tuned. Alright, next one up, Cosmic Patrol. So this is Cosmic Patrol with Kitty Pryde and Lockheed as well. So now I'm going to just talk a little bit about Kitty Pryde on her survivability while playing this tougher content, and I'll use the Cosmic Terminal as a better introduction to her power. So as you can see, I'm actually using a DPS costume. I'm not really into the health affixes that I usually do for melee heroes. So that is pretty decent because she has quite a lot of utility whereby she doesn't feel that fragile, and which is good. But sometimes you have to watch out for what she's doing as well. But I think by and large, looking at her, it's actually pretty decent when it comes to this kind of challenging environment. Even without a health costume, she's having about 27k health. Of course, it depends on how you gear, but the way that I gear her is about 27 health. So I think that is pretty useful. And it's really nothing really a lot to worry about when you play Kitty Pryde. And let me just loot here. Today is the Midtown Madness, a lot of loot on the ground. And okay, so let me try. Okay, 10 more minutes. So why not I take out some of the trash mob just to show you how she plays. Like she has this very nice power call Watch Your Step. Oh, by the way, Sentinel is there, and it's really fun to watch Sentinel against Kitty Pryde when it comes to Watch Your Step. So basically, she can actually pull everybody onto the ground, like this one here, right? She can put it all the way down the ground, right? And then after that, Lockheed can go in, and you can see, and then she can go underground as well, doing her signature, and stuff like that. So that's really nice. I have no complaint towards her visual effects. So also she's going to put everybody down again, right? That's like, ooh, really amazing. Kitty is around. Even you may or may not see her, but she's around because of all these effects here. Okay, so why not I put everybody down again? See, all the Sentinels just go down. And Lockheed is doing all the stuff as well. You see all the fire effect. If you don't choose a Lockheed mode, then you will not see all this fire going on. And but like I said, you do have to watch out for her health a little bit, just in case. And I do have something to stand dance a little bit, not stand dance, hot bar dance a little bit, and that is really about getting an invulnerability shield every, I think, 20 seconds or 30 seconds and so on. So I use that as well. If I know that I'm going to take some damage, like right now, like I can use it and I'll be invulnerable for a while. So that is fine, but I can't fit it onto the hotbar because I'm running out of space. But I think that is quite effective as well. I think there's quite a lot of Kitty Pryde around and everybody's pulling a Sentinel down on the ground. And but the only thing you can really see is really the fire that Lockheed breathe, like all this dragon breath, and that's really nice. And signature is underground again, so you are invulnerable during that 6.5 seconds of you know, signature. So I'm going to do one more boss, maybe Manape, to show you how she plays like. And by the way, this game is getting a little bit out of hand because it's taking so long just to loot stuff that I want to get, and I wish all these other things can just vaporize or disappear without blocking me. Alright, so now I'm heading to Manape, and the with Lockheed I'm the first one, but there's no worry really. So this is the one here, and I'm just hitting it, and okay, oops, okay, so I'm going to do the signature. So I'm just doing a signature. It's invulnerable, like I said. Alright, so the reinforcement get out from all these things and go in, get Manic down, and you can use it as an interrupt as well. So it's very handy. This power here. The watch your step is very handy. Alright, so it's nice. Another one, watch your step, and the and more Lockheed power. Let go. Yeah. Sometimes the animation can be a little bit long. That is my only kind of like complaint about Kitty Pryde. When I need to get out, I just can't because of animation. Like, you know, like there's a second delay, and sometimes the second can really get you killed, especially in the red ray. But yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, I mean that is Manape. There's really not a lot to really show you in this environment, just to show you that in terms of survivability, even with the DPS gear, she's very viable. All right, so next stop probably bring you to one of the terminal, Cosmic Terminal. So this is Kitty Pryde and Lockheed together with Deadpool Kid in this Doom Terminal, Cosmic Terminal. And I'm going to show you just a little bit of how she plays like when it comes to this kind of terminal. And I'm going to talk about her power as well, just in case you are interested in what she can do and whether she's your cup of tea or not. So now the first thing that you see, the one that is called Watch Your Step, is really a vulnerability debuff that really take everybody down. But more importantly, it give you the crit damage rating plus 40% for quite a number of seconds. That is really sufficient to last for a while, you know, the rotation itself. And then after that, you know, you can the one thing great about the Lockheed build is that, you know, there's a range component to it, and you can just, you know, before you even reach there with your melee, you can just do a fireball there, and you know, by the time you get there, you know, the mob is dead already. So she is really strong when it comes to all these things that breathe fire. So that's what I love about the Lockheed, is that I could do all this stuff here. Alright, so that is I mean that's one of the reasons why I really like the Lockheed build, is the flexibility around there. Alright, so then again, you know, you can do a watcher step, and after that there's also another power called the Shadow and Flame that further buff the Lockheed power. So I'm going to show you, this is the boss coming up. So then again, you know, watch your step, you know, get body in, after that 1, 2, then Spitfire, then Dragon breath, and after that just signature. But I don't even need the signature here, so like, you know, and the signature can really, like, you know, target someone really far away as well. So that is really neat. So all these things are very soft when it comes to you know, like if you play the terminal, you know that, you know, this is a really strong hero, because, you know, you barely touch it and sort of like, you know, that's it, you dispatch the mob. Like, you know, it's like so soft. Everything just one shot, you know, it's wonderful. Just this is Spitfire, by the way. That is a speedball that is from Lockheed, and then the Dragon Breath is the one that here. All right, so in case if you don't want to use the melee power, is fine. You can use range as well. So there's quite a lot of options there. Now her teleport is actually quite a long animation. It's not something I really like, because if you play other heroes like Scarlet Witch or the Nightcrawler, those are a lot more faster when you teleport. Now she's actually very slow when it comes to the whole teleport, but I think it's something that, you know, you gain some, you lose some kind of thing. So yeah. Yeah, okay, so I just do a little bit more just to give you a favor, you know, just an idea of how she plays like. I'm going to face Doom anyway. You probably have an idea how she plays like. And by the way, this is signature. Signature, you can actually use it like here. Alright, so signature here, or you can do it here, and that's it, you clear everybody. Right? You just basically, she's just invisible during the signature time. So it's actually pretty decent. The only complaint I have on the signature is that you have to, sometimes you miss the kill and you miss a few more hits, because it's just not that responsive. Depending on your latency as well. From where I come from, sometimes may not be that responsive. But, you know, all these like Spitfire and Dragon Breath and whatnot, that Speedball, sorry. I mean, those are very effective when it comes to dispatching the enemies. So I really enjoy Kitty Pryde a lot. The Lockheed build or even non-Lockheed build, I like it a lot too. Alright, so I'm going in the Phase Doom, show you more action there. So Facing Doom, same thing, just need to go in with the Watcher Step, Shadow and Flame, then Speedball, then Dragon's Fire, then Logan Style is the one that on my last keypad, and after that that's about it. Alright, so that's it. Then you can break the crowd control and just keep walking here. Alright, this is Logan Style, by the way. It has an execute function to it. Okay, so this bar, by the way, is the... Alright, so you can do it like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so yeah, you can just get out from here. Alright, you get hit, don't worry. You can break whatever it is. And yeah, Logan Style. Then you see what is he doing? Just this one you can just eat it, that's fine. Alright, just not sure what he's doing next. So I'm saving a signature for the last phase. I want to show you ultimate here as well. Just want to showcase to you how her ultimate plays like. Alright, so I could break crowd control. Doesn't work sometimes, or on cooldown. So this is a signature, by the way. This is break. Okay, so this is the signature. Ultimate, sorry. Then and after that, things happen quite fast because Ultimate has a very nice buff to all Kitty Pryde's power. So that's about it. This is called the Soul, empowered by the Soul Sword. That's empowered by the Ultimate itself, and making her really powerful for that segment. So I mean, it's nice. It's a nice Ultimate because it doesn't eat up a lot of animation time, unlike her signature, and it buffs everything else. So I like this sort of setting. All right. So now let's go back to the training room and talk a little bit more about the hero build and rotation and so on. All right. Welcome back to the training room, and this part of the video is to talk about the build. And the build I have for Lockheed and Kitty Pryde is as such. Now, maybe I start with the Lockheed first because I think this is probably the center of what we are talking about, and after that the other two is just an option to see whether you want to pick A or B, that's all. Because for every power you have to make a choice on the phasing versus a ninjutsu. Alright, so now let's talk about Lockheed first. Lockheed potentially have quite a number of layers. So the layer that I would like to recommend is the Speedballs, which is one of the highest, together with the Dragon Breath, and and also the Shadow and Flame as well, because Shadow and Flame actually buff the Lockheed power as well as the I mean, these are the very nice layer to have. Now, if you like to micromanage your resource, because whenever this is full, you could use a line of fire, or even not full. But if you manage to sort of every time you go full and empty out the sort of like a line of fire, then it is an option for you. But I'm not into that kind of micromanagement gameplay. I'd rather just just tank and spam kind of person. But if you like to micromanage resource, this is something that you may want to look into. But I look in the number, it doesn't really look that attractive, even with the extra 4% per point spam, which is like 4 times more than what line of fire can do. Alright, now, so that is one thing I like to talk about, the 3 layers from the Lockheed tree. And now I've also tried out the number crunching. Do check out my another video later on the number crunching mathematics behind the Lockheed build. Is that my pet purple dragon, you could have 1.8, or you could just max it to say rank 20, then it become like rank 50 or whatnot. But you gain power on this tree, and this tree only, by the way. It's not that fantastic for me. It does buff Lockheed power, which is not the entire tree, by the way. It excludes this buddy system. So in the end, I've gone through the mathematics. It is actually a loss if you take this one. You rather take another max out somewhere else, which may not be a really nice DPS, but still better than this one. Now, of course, I understand the more points you put into Lockheed's fire speed will have more damage, but those are very tiny DPS. It's not something you really sweat about. All right, so this 1 point is sufficient. Now, intuitively, you would probably pick buddy system because you could pick this one because it helped to restore spirit for Lockheed, and then you could use line of fire more rapidly. But whenever there's a power that recovers spirit, usually are not that fantastic. Number one. Number two, I've gone through a number as a melee kind of power is really underpowered compared to the other two options that you may have. All right, so that is on the Lockheed mode. Now, when it comes to the phasing and ninjutsu, let's talk the obvious first. The over here is actually the one that allowed her to teleport around without any cost of spirit. So that is very great. I mean, alternatively, you can use the walk through the walls, which is a very nice long distance kind of travel, but eat up your spirit quite a fair bit because it does damage as well. But by the way, once you have this toggle on, you cannot have the damage over time for some of these powers. So automatically, you will remove them from your equation. You don't even need to think about whether you use it or not. Alright, so over here is 1 point, another 1 point here to gain the team buff as well, some of the passive that could be useful. I usually turn the toggle on, so toggle is on hotbar 2. I have toggle on, I have the my pet purple dragon as the toggle as well. Alright, so that is the 2, and then just a phase is something that I put onto my hotkey function key 3, F3. So F3 is just a phase. So whenever I feel that I need to have the kind of like invulnerability shield that protects Kitty Pryde, I will use it. But the cooldown is 20 seconds, so you could kind of like observe some of this cooldown power to sort of like see when to spam it. But you know, the reality is this: if you don't see it on your hotbar, you likely not use it that often, which is the sad reality about this game constraint, because you can't really see some of this cooldown, but it is what it is. So now, when it comes to signature, this is wonderful, max it. The question now is really about, shall you take non-corporeal beatdown versus discipline strike? I've gone through the mathematics. Both are very similar in terms of DPS. I've gone through a training room testing as well on the dummy target, and it is also come up to be quite similar. All right. So intuitively, I would actually pick this one because it gives create or additional damage. But the problem with this one is that every third strike, Kitty Pryde will move to another direction, just like Nova, and it's actually very dangerous. It's actually quite a terrible kind of like thing to happen, at least for me. I'm not really into movement kind of build. I'm not really into movement, but I could play movement, but I'm not going. I cannot really take something that is quite unpredictable because, well, okay, she's predictable in the sense that every 2 strike, then she will go behind and hit from behind and stuff like that. But that's very dangerous because things like in a red ray environment, I told her in the red ray, and it's like sister's bubble. You thought you avoid it, but suddenly she just teleport behind it and just get killed by the bubble, or getting stunned by the sister's kind of like thing, or even Slack. You thought they avoid the fire, but then after a while she actually go back to the other side, and then you have to teleport out and hit from front again. So it get really clunky. The whole thing about moving around while attacking just doesn't work. But I guess if you must have a movement kind of tag to it, because it is, I understand there are artifacts out there to reward movement build, but you can't really do entire movement anyway, because Heartbreaker as well as Logan Style are not movement tags. So even if you have a very nice artifact for movement, quite a number of layers, you cannot have benefit from it, even if you don't do Lockheed build. Alright, so that's why in the end I decided not to have this non-corporeal beatdown, but rather to say I would like to take discipline strike. For me, it doesn't matter because I have enough gear to balance everything to 50. So whichever, I'm fine. Now, when talk about the watch your step versus the facing samurai, now it's very interesting because some facing samurai actually buff the damage over time power by 25%, while the watch your step actually buff the crit damage. Now, intuitively, which one is better because, crit damage, you buff all the power you have. How many of the power that you have here are really damage over time, right? That aren't really a lot, like plentiful. And I've gone through a mathematics as well. If everything were to say damage over time, then this one would win a little bit, but the reality is not. So, and also this one is a very nice pull everything on the ground, interrupt the boss as well. This one, this one does interrupt. I think it does interrupt as well. I don't think so. Well, I don't think it does interrupt, but then sort of like yeah, I mean, compare this one and this one, I think I'll just take this one for the interrupt, for the better kind of like a buff overall to all your tool sets. So I hope that answered quite a lot of questions on the on whether which one, this one or the other one. When it comes to the Heartbreaker versus the Logan style, again, the mathematics shows that the Logan style actually come up better. It is not really surprising to me because the Heartbreaker actually has a stun component to it. Whenever you have something like this, it sort of compensates a little bit on the deep in DPS, and also when it comes to Logan style, you get better towards the end of the battle. Whenever it passes the 50% point, you're actually gaining more and more execute kind of like a damage output. So if you have a lot of very like a longer kind of like gameplay versus raid or versus like cosmic patrol, then Logan style is nice. But if you want to do something that is quick and just hit and just destroy enemy, then Heartbreaker could be a choice as well for the stun. But I would strongly recommend this one. All right, so that is very much on the power itself. I hope I cover everything here. So now onto the Omega system. Let me just start from the beginning. When it comes to Omega system, 10 point on the spin tag, and after that, I pick a bit of health regen. Now I know Kitty Pryde is a hybrid, so it is straddle between energy and physical. I've gone through a number. The split for physical and energy is about 75-25%, so I could still benefit a fair bit onto plus strength. Now the reason why I put it here is that I've got nowhere else to put. I could of course like overpay some note, but me, I would not overpay for stuff, so I'd rather have this one, benefit 75%, so that's fine. After that, 13 point on Shadow King for the extra brutal strike rating as well as a crit hit rating, a bit of this guy for the brutal damage. She does brutal quite a fair bit, by the way. And after that, this one is also another brutal note to up the brutal and brutal damage as well. Then this one is again more brutal, because towards the end game that's what you should shoot for, and then more crit and more crit damage rating. These are very nice notes to have. And after that, this one is very much for the hybrid, because whenever you hit physical, you gain energy, so +8 base damage, like a +2 energy, and this one is like a +2 strength. All right, so you can think about it that way. Point dumper is over here. Then this one is whenever you hit a melee power, you gain the crit damage rating, and after that +10. Usually I put +9, but that is the cost escalation I would like to pay. But for a true hybrid hero like Kitty Pryde, I don't really have option but to max this one, and then +4 on this one as well. And also another tip for you guys, if you can manage health, right, this is a very nice note to have, the psionic overload for this sort of like very hybrid hero. It's very nice. If you can max it, you can observe your kill time actually come down quite a fair bit. But the thing about it is that it dropped the health quite a fair bit. So if you can take it, you take it. I don't really fancy the kind of like a health management. I don't want to keep eating mech hit all the time. So this is not something that I would like to go for. In terms of hero synergy, the usual stuff, things like Captain Marvel is very nice because +4 energy. Although she's not, wholly energy, but it's also nice to have some. Then after that, the crit crit power then for the physical, and then after that the crit damage, then so on and so forth. She-Hulk get a little bit of health regen, a little bit of physical. Screw Girl for the damage versus boss, then the crit for the energy, and moving on the physical and the energy, very nice for Thor. And after that, the War Machine for the +1 fighting that everyone will have, Wolverine for the brutal, and then Winter Soldier for both melee and range because she does that. Alright, so let's talk about the gear for the hybrid build, Kitty Pryde and Lockheed. So when it comes to artifact, I've got a video called the best artifact guide to check that out, as well as the best rune word guys. That one will help. I'm just picking whatever on the list that I find that I could afford or I have. So like Hand of Doom is a good one to have. Jump the Curse as well as the armor issue 90 poison. All right. So I have what I have in mind is to pick a set of artifact whereby I can use it for both the Lockheed build as well as non-Lockheed build, because I would like to have flexibility to be able to play either one of them, and that's why I choose kind of neutral artifact to satisfy that need. And as far as the fourth artifact is concerned, you could pick something better. Or for me, I just picked this guy because the roll is pretty decent and it's good health as well, and I value health. And defense, who knows what defense will become when armor comes, the new change comes on board. And relics wise, I'll suggest anything crit damage rating, because for Lockheed build, it's going to be both melee and range, so you can't really use any other pure melee or pure range relics. Medallion, because she's very much like a generic hero, so I would like to pick something that is generic as well. So Metal Hydra is beautiful because I think I've got enough health in my toolkit, so I can afford to use something like this, and then to actually help other players when it comes to the raiding, like really hard raiding like Axis or like Red Ray, is very useful to have this one. At least one or two of us should have it. And after that, the Rune Word is a power dupe, and it's really good because even if I switch her to be a pure non-Lockheed kind of pure physical melee kind of like a build, I can still use a power dupe because it is actually one of the best for physical hero. Alright, so In terms of legendary, unfortunately, there's no grade 80 legendary for hybrid Kitty Pryde. Unlike the non-Lockheed mode, you could actually use grade 80X. It will beat Power Cosmic, of course. I mean, it's just one of those things that being a hybrid just don't have a legendary that competes. But other than that, I mean, I think this is one of the best for the hybrid hero, so no need to really talk too long about this one. And after that, as far as the ring is concerned, some may want to go for the Midtown ring because of the huge buff when you do a movement. And when you do non-corporeal beatdown, you actually have quite a lot of like movement buff keep going. The only thing is that, like I said, I don't like the non-corporeal beatdown, and also the ranks for the for the melee and the movement is a waste for me, because look at my build. Everything is close to 50, if not 50, right? These are all 50. The major powers are all 50. So that they're really. I mean, the only thing that's not 50 that mattered to me, by the way, if it comes to the StarTat cube that a lot of you have been asking, I would need 4 of them to fill up this guy so as to get the 50 for Shadow and Flame, because I don't have it. 250 yet. So, but otherwise, I mean, really, I don't really need the ring for the extra rank. So now let's go back to the gear itself. In terms of costume affixes, really anything about damage rating or crit damage rating, either one is fine. Whichever you get a max roll, like the one that I have for the grade 4, I'll just keep it. I don't want to waste another so-called 1 million just to chase after crit damage rating that is going to be pretty similar when it comes to the number later on. Then +1 fighting is something that I think you should strive for Kitty Pryde hybrid. And I've also got a health costume as well, but I haven't really got a chance to really use it except the one in the Cosmic Gate, because when it comes to Cosmic Gate, you usually get a little bit cautious because you want to pass it, you don't want to keep doing it. So I've got one of these, but in retrospect, I don't think I really need it. Alright, so. And you've seen her in Cosmic Patrol. She seems doing pretty alright even without this health costume. Now, of course, I've got this as well. I could have used something better for her. If I go for the 1,000 crit damage rating, I think Brutal Strike is fine. Then maybe a better team kind of like an aura for her to do solo. I should have, but I haven't really got one that is decent for her yet, so I'm still farming. But yeah, I mean, it's something that you could actually go for as well. And when it comes to the pet, this is what you have. And when it comes to unique wise, I mean, I really have no complaint for unique. Every single item I need it for my build, like the phasing I need it for the powers over here, like the signature as well as the Watcher Step. And after that, for this one, I'm using Lockheed. That's why this is a must. Otherwise, I should use another any hero kind of unique. Then Logan Star, Watcher Step, both I need to use it. And this one as well, the training is the passive that give you a lot of very good stuff. And Ninjitsu, also I've got Logan Style and other stuff on the other right side of the power tree as well. So all the unique are just beautiful. I use them all. Alright, so that is the gear wise. So the next one is on the rotation. When it comes to the rotation, it's also very, very straightforward. That's why I love playing Kitty Pryde and Lockheed, because you open with the Watcher Step because it gives you the vulnerability debuff against the enemy. Also, it buff your crit damage for 40%. That's very decent. So I always start with this one. Alright, so that went down. And after that, I'll use the Shadow and Flame to start buffing all my sort of like Lockheed power. So that is the first thing. After that, Speedball is the damage over time. Actually, give you a burn. You see all these things. After that, you see the Dragon Fire as well, Dragon Breath as well. That is also a damage over time, burn as well. And after that, you can use something called the Logan Style. Alright, so that is the one that you have. But do note that it's quite close, so you get quite a little bit near. Alright, so after that, you can go for all this like signature here. So to fast forward, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then after that, go into the signature, but make sure you start clicking, and you can hold the button. Alright. After that, just rinse and repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then after that, Logan Style, and just keep hitting. And after that, Logan Style off cooldown. Do Logan Style first, and after that, the Watcher Step. Okay, then Lockheed power. And Logan Style, so that's it. Just a lot of like just mashing the button. Logan Style, always Logan Style first before the rest of it. So yeah, I mean, so that's why something I like about Kitty Pryde and Lockheed. Just it is so simple to play, and it's so enjoyable. The only thing I need to hop on is the F2 key, which is the crowd control breaker, as well as F3, which is a shield for myself in case if I want to like take some risk or some damage for about a couple of seconds. I think it's for for 3 seconds. All right, so that is all in all the rotation. So in closing, I hope you have enjoyed seeing how Kitty Pryde plays like in a in a Lockheed kind of like setup as a hybrid. So I think one of the topic that I haven't really got a chance to address. Usually I'll talk about it during my number crunching part of the video, but for this video I'm not going to talk about number crunching right now. I'm going to leave it to another video. But I think one of the questions that a lot of people ask is that is she kind of like viable compared to the non-Lockheed mode? And I mean I can tell you honestly from the gameplay perspective, I can't even see anything in this game. It's like wonderful. What am I even hitting? Some random numbers. So I've gone to a number. I'll show you a number later. And for the non-Lockheed mode, it's going to beat the Lockheed mode by about 1.75%, just from the game design perspective, not talking about the end game gear wise. And if you look at things like the so many things to pick up. If you look at things like the legendary wise, non-Lockheed mode has legendary ATX, which is going to beat the Power Cosmic. So I would say the non-Lockheed mode seems to have better kind of like upside to it. But of course, you can always say that with the hybrid comes a hybrid gear. But these days, I mean, when it comes to physical and energy, is one of the worst combination when it comes to hybrid, because the best one is going to be energy and mental. At least there's some artifact you could use for physical and energy. You are not really reaping so much benefit from the hybrid gear anyway. And these days there are a lot of better and better artifact that is non-hybrid as well. So so all in all, I would not be surprised that non-Lockheed mode is going to perform better than the Lockheed mode. But by how much is not going to buy too much, I would say. And by the way, I mean I think that the Lockheed build is quite viable as well. You've seen how she plays like. And anyway, that is all I would like to talk to you about Kitty Pryde and Lockheed. And do drop me a comment below and how you feel about the whole video, how you feel about her and Lockheed. And if you like this sort of guide, in the description below, there's always a link back to my website to give you a list of all the updated video on this game called Marvel Heroes. And until next time we see each other, goodbye.